Okay, today we are finishing up the second part of Section E. So I'm in the Wise Guide for Spelling on page 12. Section E, we're doing the last 10 words. And your student can open up the Black Learning Log to B44. I'm going to start on the second column over here. First, let's review some of our phonograms that we already know. And then we'll go over the ones that are newer. All right? A, two-letter A that we may use at the end of English words. One more time. A, two-letter A that we may use at the end of English words. R, E, double E. Ooh, oh, like food took floor. Oops. Or. Remember, this is that 4 one. Ready? Ow, oh, ooh, oh. Ow like out, oh like for, ooh like tour, and like famous. Oi that we may use at the end of English words. Shh. All right. We already did these last lesson, but let's review them again. Two-letter K. And remember, this is only after
single vowel.
Single vowels that say their short name. A, e, a. Okay. O, two-letter O that we may use at the end of English words. Say it with me. O, two-letter O that we may use at the end of English words.
Like what?
O, two-letter O that we may not use at the end of English words. 3 of them. Ed, d, t. Right, traded, pulled, jumped. Good. All right. So our first word for today on section D, in the second column, first row, and you can choose to always write on the blue or always write on the white, putting a space between each so you can do your markings. We're going to write the word ring. She lost her diamond ring down the drain. Pencils down, eyes on me. Let's do it together. Ring. R-I-N. Okay, say it with me. Ring. R-I-N. Why do we do it with our fingers? Okay. Yep, I want you to participate. Because if you're doing it and saying it and hearing it, your brain is remembering it in lots of different facets. And then you say it as you write it, and you're getting muscle memory. Just like if you threw a softball at me, I would down and every single time. Why? Because my coach from 7th grade till college, you drop down, you turn over and over and over again. Same thing. So if you do the thing over and over and over again with your hands and your words and your ears, see, say, write, spell, tactile, touch, you're going to remember it much better than if you just try to memorize it from seeing. Okay? So, give it a try one last time. Ready? Ring. R-I-N. Okay? Go ahead and write it down. Saying it as you write it.
This is the second part of section E?
This is column 2. First line. And you can choose all the clear, or all the blue, or all the white.
My pencil doesn't work on this paper.
Why do I have one finger here, and 2 fingers together here?
Because NG is the same word.
Because NG is the phonogram. Ready? Good. Okay, so let's say it together.
R-I-N.
Remember, if you're working on your dyslexia, you want to be practicing your cursive. Do I have any markings?
Yes. Underline NG because it's a 2-letter phonogram.
That's right. First sound, 2-letter phonogram. Okay, pencils down, eyes on me. 2 and 17. Okay. The next word is kill. Thou shalt not kill. Kill. Why do I have 2 L's? I have 2 L's because we often double F, L, and S after a single vowel at the end of a base word, like off, all, and confess. Occasionally other letters are doubled, like B, D, G, N, R, T, and Z, as in ebb, odd, egg, in, air, what, and jazz. So in this one, we are going to add that second L after the single vowel. So, ready to say it with me? Kill. Okay, do it together. Kill. Alright, so go ahead and say it as you write it. Doing your best handwriting.
I don't know cursive though.
I.
Use click on
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm doing it both in cursive and print, since you're working on your cursive in your book.
I'm not looking cursive.
Okay. Well, you are at the age now that is your choice.
No, I've never done cursive.
Okay, sound it out for me.
Oh.
Why is there a C?
This consonant phonogram says k, and this phonogram says k. I don't know how to write it. Which k are we going to use?
We're going to use the K because C says before E, I, or Y.
Very good. Remember our rule? C says S before E, I, and Y. So we know that this is not correct. Do we have any markings?
Underline yellow.
LL is not a double phonogram, so we're not going to underline it.
Okay.
It is a rule, but we don't have markings for all the rules.
No
So this is one we
markings
just got to remember. So no markings all for a sound. K, and then for this one, we add the extra because we often add double FLS after single vowels. If we didn't, it would just be like this, right? And that just looks like not quite complete, right? All right, pencils down, eyes on me. Toy. Get the soft toy for the baby. Okay, watch me. Toy. T. Here are my 2 double letters here. T. Oi. Okay? All right. Ready? Toy. T. Oi. Now, why do we have these 2 over here? Did we do this rule already? We must use OY. There's our OY phonogram here.
Did we lose
Why do we have to use OY?
Because.
Why isn't it OI?
Because English words don't end in I.
English words don't end in I. They end in Y.
Why
They
not?
can end in a Y. Okay? It's just one of the rules. So, when you're doing this, toy. Okay, say it with me. Toy. Toy. Go ahead and write it down.
My jaw hurts right here. I don't know why. It's really bothering me.
We'll work on that when the lesson's done.
Boy.
Sound it out for me.
Oi. Oi. That's my name.
Here's that rule. English words don't end in I, U, V, or J. So that's why we know it's not
What they do in German.
T-O-I.
I wish I would for German.
Okay, that's not correct. Any markings?
Yes, because you underline OY because it's a 2-letter phonogram.
Two-letter phonogram. Very good.
I'd say I really don't think it's my name, but.
All right, pencils down. Ready? Let's do the next one. Like. The child's tear flows like the dewdrops on the rose. That's so sad.
What are you spelling now?
Like. Okay, ready? Like. Or like. Say it with me. Like. Like. Okay, go ahead and put it down. Say it as you write it. Okay, say it out loud for me. Sound it out.
I.
Okay. Why do I have to add the E?
The vowel sound changes because of the E.
Yep, the vowel sound changes because of the E. We have to add an E. But also tell me, why is it K and not C?
Because C says before E, I, or Y.
Because C says before E, I, and Y. Yep, so it's not this one, and it's not this one. That's a different word, lice. How do I mark like?
Underline the I once, double underline the E, and put an arc between the two.
And say Y one more time.
The vowel sound changes because of the E.
The vowel sound changes because of the E. I appreciate you working hard,
I'm trying to do my
even though
cursive.
this is very difficult
It's not
for
difficult.
you. I appreciate you giving it all so you have the tools to be successful.
Cursive.
Are you up to date on the print and the red markings?
I'm only doing cursive.
Are you up to this word like with the red markings? Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Can you help me?
How can I help you? Oh, you do got it.
Cursive. What is that? That's
Good. Yes, that's a good try on cursive. But
No.
for remember on kill,
That's stupid.
remember on kill we talked it out before you wrote yours what I wrote. Okay, but that's not correct. So you need to change yours to
Change
this
what?
one.
What? But I did
Kill
with
is
the
spelled
K.
with a K. Yep. I'm
Whoa,
sorry if that was
but-
confusing. I was writing out the sound and then we were talking about Y.
I'm just writing down everything you write down.
Okay. Well, don't write down everything I write down. You have to listen to
But
my
that's what
lesson.
I do.
I'm sorry you're feeling frustrated.
I'm not feeling frustrated.
Okay. All right. The next word is will. To
Not.
will is not enough. We must do. That's interesting. I heard a quote one time that said, the road to good intentions doesn't lead anywhere. I can will to do it. I am going to lose 400 pounds in a month. Give me a chocolate bar. Right? The will
Some
is not
people
enough.
do
We
that.
must do. I couldn't do that because I don't weigh over 400 pounds. But that's a good lesson to remember. Okay, and remember our rule from the word kill. Okay, we're going to add a double letter this time. One more time. Okay, watch me. Will. What if? Okay, do it with me.
Like the basketball
Will.
Wilson?
What if?
Wilson.
Wilson, the basketball, or your friend's name, is what it Wilson.
Wilson.
So names don't always follow the rules. He doesn't have, and it doesn't matter in this case anyways, but
I don't have a friend named Wilson.
you could call your friend William or your friend Wilson, Will, and you would spell it even though their name might only have one L, you can also have two L's or one. Names don't always work. Go ahead and say it as you write it.
What?
Can I see the board? It doesn't look like my cursive. What do we got? Will.
You're gonna sound all you sound it right on your paper first. You know, you could do it next to each other if you're feeling like you want to do cursive. Do it in print as you sound it out first to get it in your brain. And then you can watch me do the cursive and you could do it right to the right of it. You have plenty of space to write it twice. Sorry, this is very frustrating to you. All right, ready to sound it out? Okay. I will start with print so we can go over the rules first, and then I'll write it in cursive again so you can watch me.
I'm not
Okay,
doing it in print.
sound it out.
You just have to learn cursive because I'm stupid.
What?
So-
It. Ooh. I did not say those words to you.
Yes. If you're dyslexic, you can make cursive.
It's not a horrible thing to be dyslexic. It's something that you just need to retrain your brain. Okay, I would like you to stop saying those mean things. Take a breath. Okay, and we'll work on this together. Okay, do I have any markings for Will?
Yes.
No, because it's all first sounds. I know this extra one is add-on, but we're not marking it. So now if you want to do cursive, here is cursive. You go up and then bump around, and you don't go all the way back down. You just do a little hook over and down and up and loop and up and loop and then put a dot on. Would you like me to do it again?
No.
Okay, start on the baseline and you go up to midway, bump down and back up, bump down and back up, across and down and loop up to the top, loop up to the top, and then dot the I. Very good.
That's not how I did it. Can you help me?
We probably can download that cursive app again if you're not liking the booklet that I purchased for you.
I do like it.
Okay. Okay, fun. We had fun with the baby. Ready? Here we go. Fun.
What do you do?
Say it with me. Fun. Go ahead and write it down.
You're an effing cursive.
Okay, sound it out. I'll write it in print first. Any markings?
No, all for sound.
No, all for sounds. If you want to practice your cursive, you start on the baseline. Okay, and you're going to go all the way up and loop, all the way down and loop, and then up to the U, and then bump and curl at the end. I'll do it one more time for you.
Isn't that
Curly,
nem?
cool up.
How do you write nem in cursive?
And here's a U. Here's your N.
What if I want to
An
draw?
M would look like this. It would have one more bump.
Why?
That's how it is.
No, it's not, because I saw my friend who wrote it with the N with one.
Okay. Well, your friend was incorrect.
No? They said
All right.
my-
Next one is trade. Can we make a trade?
No, they weren't
Okay.
incorrect.
Here we go.
They did
Ready?
spelling for
Please stop
over
arguing with
13
me about that on
years.
camera. We will talk about that
They
later.
did 13.
Okay.
They did spelling
Trade.
for 13 years. They
Trade.
were wrong.
Okay. Do it with me. Trade. Not ta. Try one more time. Trade. Trade. And not duh. Sorry, that was my fault. Okay, go ahead and write it.
Wait, what now?
Trade. Yep.
D is hard. It's like instead of duh, it's d.
Yep.
D.
Okay, sound it out for me. I'll print it first.
A. D.
And do we have any markings?
Yes.
Yes. What are the markings?
Vowel sound changes because of the E, so we underline the A, double underline the E, and put an arc over the top.
Vowel sound changes because of the E. Okay, and now I'll write in cursive if you're working on that. Start on the baseline. Go a straight line up for your T, and then loop down.
Who even knows?
Then you're going half for your R and kind of a little drop down, and then your A up and around like your all our certain letters that stop there. Come back around to 2 o'clock, and then up again 2 o'clock. Back down for the D all the way to the top. Back down to the baseline, and then a little loop for the E, and then you come and cross the T.
Mine doesn't look like that at all.
It's okay. It's a good. You can start. Gotta start somewhere.
Who is the first person to even write in cursive?
I'm not sure who invented cursive. All right,
Oh, we
3 left. 3 left. Ready? Robe. Please send my red and green robe to me. Ready? Robe. Robe. Say it with me now. Robe. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry, one more time. Robe. Robe. Okay, go ahead and write it down on your paper, saying as you write it, please.
I was writing a D for that.
Okay. All right, sound it out for me to write in print. And what do I need to put here? Because what is this word?
Okay.
Rob.
This is Rob. How do we get that to change to an E or to an O sound?
Vowel sound changes because of the E.
The vowel sound changes because of the E. That's right. Okay, now I'll write it in cursive. Remember how our R looks here? So we're going starting at the baseline, going up halfway, and a little drop down. Going back up to the baseline, stopping at 2 o'clock, coming around for your O. A little hook takes you up to the top for the B. Back up to the baseline and a little out. Now this is a little bit hard, tricky here for the word robe because E starts down here, right? So that's like, how do I get from this hook down to the baseline again? And you don't. You go from your little hook all out to your E. So you kind of go down and make your E there.
The actual E.
So it's kind of like a little compromise between those two.
No, it's an actual E.
All right, good job. 2 left, 1 more. Wash. Now, some of the people that you love are from northern Michigan. They say wash, or they add in an extra
Most people
sound.
say
We're going to
whoosh.
say
He says
wash.
Whoosh.
Ready?
No, you gotta be
Wash your hands before you eat. Wash. Wash. Say it with me. Wash. Wash. Go ahead and write it. Say it as you write it, please.
Yeah, Mom, that's my cursive. Right there. I connected all my letters. Weird W thing.
That is definitely a good start. I like that.
Okay,
That
it's
looks
not
very
a start,
good.
It is.
Okay,
how I
sound
write
it out
cursive.
as we go. Ready? Go ahead.
Yes, I see. Well, that is how I write my cursive.
Yeah, what? And are there any markings?
Yes. Underline the SH because it's a double two-anagram.
Did you
Underline
notice
the
it? There's
SH.
a
Now, if you're
weird
working on your,
fact
could you
we
wait a
have.
minute? Hold your fact till the end of the lesson. We're almost
Oh, how
done.
stupid fact.
Okay, so we're gonna do wash.
Can't write cursive
You
and do
start
it.
on the bottom, and we're gonna go up to the midline, and we're gonna bump around. One more at the midline, bump around, and then come back down.
What is that?
We're gonna do our A, stopping at the 2 o'clock, coming back around and connecting it, and back to the baseline. Our S has a point at the midline. Come back around with a nice little bump. Come around all the way to the top, straight up, down to the baseline, up to midline, and bump around.
Who is that?
Or
This is
wash.
Like that.
Could you please stop interrupting my lesson with your comments? You may tell me you don't like my handwriting at the end. All right. Last word for today. Baby. The cold baby needs a blanket. Now, there's a little bit of an explanation on this one, so listen to this, okay? Because this is a little bit confusing how we spell versus how we think to spell. Remember our letter. This phonogram. What is the sounds for this phonogram?
Why?
Y is
Do
the
we have
first
to do
one.
this?
I'm sorry, Y is not the first one. Ya, right? This phonogram can be a consonant, and it will say ya, like yay, or yard, or yep. Okay? But when it's a vowel, what 2 sounds does it say when it's a vowel?
I,
I,
E,
and I. It's like Jim, G-Y-M, and cry, C-R-Y. Okay? So in this sound, this phonogram has 3 different sounds, and now listen to our explanation before we write this word. Y is an unaccented syllable. In an unaccented syllable is a cross between E and I. If we exaggerate it as E, baby, students tend to write babe. Okay, so if you're thinking of the word baby, a lot of people write an E, which would make sense, right? Babe E, but that's not correct. Or the other way to spell, which is one of the other ways to spell E. Okay, because this phonogram makes E and E, right?
That's how I've been writing it.
But that's not how we're going to spell it today. All right? The Y in this word is logically linked to I. In Middle English, it was spelled B-A-B-I. Baby. That's how they used to spell it in Middle English. Today, English words do not end with I, right? So we have our rule. English words don't end with I. Y stands for I in baby, but switches back to I in babies and babies. So remember, if I'm saying I have more than one baby, I don't, well, let's write it down first how it's supposed to be. Do we know how to spell the word we're writing? It's B-A-B-Y. This is the correct spelling of this word, okay? But if